Hello, happy Friday, everybody. I am popping on here today to show you the card for the VIPs. Every other month or so, I like to send a card to my VIP people. Just a little kit, something quick to make, something that uses maybe some new products or something you haven't seen before. And so I thought I would run through that today and a couple of things. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate that. But also up at the top of Facebook at the very beginning, there is a section called Featured, and I have been pinning all of my latest videos to the Featured section, and then after the month is over, putting them just back down into the regular feed of our group. And that way you can find these pretty quickly just by going through the featured videos. So there also is a search function in every group and a little magnifying glass, and you can type in VIP or something like that, and it will show all the VIP cards that we've made so far in case you're behind. I understand. I don't expect everybody to jump on these right away. Not everybody is ready to do that. But today we're going to use this stamp set. It's called Hey Friend, and it is kind of hard to see on my paper here, but it's basically the cute little scarecrow and cornstalk. What I really like about this is there's a lot of options. So there's a couple of pumpkins, there's a basket of pumpkins. You wouldn't have to use either of those, just use those to make a great card. This little sunflower is adorable, and it fits on top of the cornstalk. You could make a whole field of sunflowers. That's really cute. There's leaves. The messages are, kind of pun-like, so that's my style. Hey, friend, and you amaze me. So that's why I included that with your card. Autumn greetings, and they're all split up, so you could say many wishes to you, thank you, greetings to you, autumn wishes. Hey, there's a lot of options. So I got it with the thin cuts. Now it is in stock without thin cuts right now, and they are expecting the thin cuts to be in within the next week or two. And so for those of you who are like hanging out waiting for the thin cuts, just hang in there. It'll be there. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I made a couple of different versions. Oh, you know what? Before we start this card, let me just show you the special right now. It is the Gnomes for Autumn paper. This is the paper, and it has cardstock, and it has sticker sheet. It has a couple of stamp sets that you can get, and this really cute little gnome thin cut. I feel like this is so popular. I would get it if you love the gnome thin cut. I wouldn't wait too long. The other stuff will probably be in stock for a while. These are little cork shapes that are sticker on the back. They're really great for scrapbook or card making. And so there's a few little options there for the special. The new catalog should be coming soon. I think they get mailed out on the 15th or something like that, so it shouldn't be too long. Okay, so I made a couple of different versions. You can make whatever you want, but basically the same thing. So on this one, I only used one cornstalk on the outside with the pumpkins, and then on the inside, I decorated it up with the other cornstalk and things like that. And on this one, I used most of the goodies on the outside and then didn't do anything on the inside. So your choice, whatever however you want to make it. So I'm just going to set that off to the side so you can see it. And this is how your kit will come, just in an envelope. You know, Steve gets me those green envelopes, so it may have mailed to you in a bright green, hard to miss envelope. I used a little foam tape on mine. I have some glue and scissors, just the standard stuff. Now in this is a 31 bag. People keep asking me, what are you keeping your pencils in? It's a 31 bag, and basically the way this works is it slides down, and then it makes it into like a little stand, so your pencils will sit on your desk, and when you're all done, you just slide it up and zip it shut. No, I don't sell 31, but I do love these, and I have 2 or 3 of them. I have one that's a different brand, and it's not quite as sturdy as this one, but, you know, hey. All right, so I have my colored pencils here, and I have my kit. So what are you getting in your kit? Let's pull it out. I sent you an envelope. I just want to make sure everything's out of it. That way you can mail it to someone, which is great. You have a card base, which is paprika cardstock. I'm going to set that off to the side. I gave you a little piece of shimmer trim. There's a little piece of, this is one of the mix-in pack papers, this one. And this one is part of that Gnomes for Autumn. And the interesting thing about the Gnomes for Autumn is that they're talking about doing that every season. So there'll probably be Gnomes for winter, etc. Okay, then I made a piece for the inside. I just sort of random stamped the leaves that came in that stamp set and the little wheat pieces. I thought that would be really great. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the inside just so it's out of the way. So this is I did this so that you would be able to write a message on the inside, okay? Now I have 2 different little messages. One says, "Hey friend," and one says, "You amaze me." And you could just use the "You amaze me" on the front, and then on the inside, you know, write your message, or you could just use "Hey friend," whatever. But I'm going to use "You amaze me," and I'm going to put that on the inside. So this could be used as, you know, a thank you card, you're just an everyday card. There you go. There's my card. Now, this base is an old retired wood grain embossing folder, and I did it on toffee cardstock. Now, if you want your wood grain to show up a little more, or maybe like this one, I specifically took this one to show you, because sometimes when the cardstock cracks in an embossing folder, it'll show the white core. And so to do that, if you have an if you use a real light mist of water before you put it through the embossing and through your machine, it won't crack like that. The other thing you can do is take just a little bit of ink. I don't have any ink on my brush, but you know, you can go through it and it will kind of catch the bumpy areas of, you know, the wood grain. And I'm going to put that wood grain at the top, okay? So you can pick whether you want the wood grain going in or up. I kind of like the lighter side for this one. The 2 samples, I did the darker side. So I'm gonna do the lighter side on this one, which means the embossing is actually indenting. It's debossed instead of embossed, right? So I'm gonna just do it the opposite way this time. Okay, and then you can kind of see how the stripes are gonna go on. And you can turn them around. If you like the back better, use back. I don't care. No one really is going to see this but you. Nobody is going to, like, analyze your work or anything. You know what I mean? I don't care. So I did this for a fun project for you. Okay, so this shimmer trim has a little backing on it, which is, it can be a bear to get off. There are people who put like adhesive on their, like put a little bit of a glue dot or something, and then it just peels right off. I'm going to put this closer to me so I can do this. I don't know why it works when it's closer to me better than when it's not. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, it's starting to rain. Are you guys getting rain? Okay, so you can see there's like a plastic back. That's garbage. And I'm just gonna, you can pick how you want your shimmer trim to go. I'm gonna put it right here at the top of the stripe. And then I'm going to trim it. Now, one thing, I gave you a piece that's big enough that you could use it. What I did on one of my samples was I cut this and made this into like a little flag, kind of like that. And then cut it straight, and then I used it on the inside on this message on one of my examples. So that's, you can use your extra piece if you want to. Okay, next is the colored pencils. So I gave you a couple of different corn stalks, one on one side of the paper and one on the other. This is green apple paper. And I was just going to take, you know, one of the greens, and it doesn't have to be dark green or light green or whatever, but I was just going to take one of the greens, and you can shade your corn stalks if you want. Now, this is just extra work because you can see here how it looks when you're done. If you don't do it, that's what it looks like. It looks just fine. And are your friends going to notice? I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it. But it does add a little something if you add some shading to your stamped images. So I just thought, it's an option. So we are in sort of that weird time where we had no rain for weeks. Everything was hard as a rock. The grass turning brown, it went dormant. And then all of a sudden we started getting rain again, and not just a little rain. Like when it rains, it really rains. It rains a lot. And so now it's almost like too much. Okay, I'm going to do the same kind of little thing here to my pumpkins. Now, this is on nectarine paper, which is the orange, and this is on papaya, the same as your card base, but I flipped it to the lighter side. And I just sometimes will use a little bit of colored pencil to shade these. Again, not necessary, but now the pencils I'm using today are watercolor pencils, and I'm not going to use water with them. I'm just using them as pencils. When you use colored pencils, it's important that you get like a piece of scratch paper or something and like really scribble off one side so that your tip has like an angle, a flat side to it. And when you do that, you won't get the sketchy lines that you would get from, you know, like normally when you color, if you didn't do that, let me just show you on this, you would get like scribble marks, where if you make one side flat, it's easier to get that smooth look. I like that color. Okay, but it's not in our thing. So let's find the blues and color our little guy's overalls here. You can see I have a flat side on that. So what I do, I'm not usually very careful when I color, especially if you have, I'm sorry, I'm jiggling my camera a lot. Sorry about that. If you're gonna use water with your watercolor pencils, you really don't need to be too careful. But what I do is I color it in, and then I use my pointy side to shade a little bit. I can hear the rain hitting the roof. It sounds so peaceful. It's not a crazy storm, which is nice. I think we are supposed to get a little crazy. Okay, there's that. And then we'll do his shirt. You can pick a color of his shirt. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna sit here and color for a minute, so you can watch me color. I have some yellow. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of yellow on the, I feel like this is supposed to be wheat, but it should be hay. But I think it's, with the swirly things on it, I think it's wheat. I have some brown. And I'm gonna put a little brown over it too. One thing about pencils is it's nice to be able to mix colors. These little straps are to hold them onto, you know, hold all the stuffing in. And so I'm coloring those brown. And I think I'm gonna color his hair light brown. I might put a little yellow in that too. Yeah, that's too light. So, hi Tisha. So today I'm just having fun making the VIP cards. And this, I hope you guys like the VIP card, because to me, it's a way to, I've been trying really hard to send you something that maybe you hadn't used that you might wonder about. Like this little, this cute little scarecrow. Maybe you thought about ordering him but didn't, or whatever. And I often try to, I'm gonna do his nose darker. I often try to use, I'm looking for my red. Sorry guys. There we go. The red in this set is weird. It looks like pink, but it's really red. But I often try to do something interactive and different. I've had a few cards where you know, I've made like bendy cards. I've made pull-outs, shakers. Okay, what color should a shirt be? How about pale green? It'll go with the corn stalks a little bit. All right, I've colored my scarecrow, colored my corn stalks, and I shaded my pumpkins. I'm putting my pencils away in my bag. That's how I store those. Okay, ready to put this together. So basically, it depends on, like I said, there's 2 different versions that you can do. Actually, there's a million different versions. You can do anything you want. I try to put the darker one in the background and the lighter one in the foreground, but I don't think it matters with this. If you look at corn, it's like all different colors. So, yeah, I'll hold up. I'll tell you what, right at the end, I'll hold this up so you can get a screenshot. No problem. This little guy, I feel like he needs to be like standing out a little bit, so I'm going to put some foam tape on him. And put him there. Put our message on. Now you could put this at the bottom or the top, but because I had the pumpkins, I went ahead and put it at the top. Mine's a little crooked there. You might need to trim it a little, because when I do trimming, sometimes I get in a hurry. When I do the sample online, I always try to pick the one that's not as well colored, or if there was an issue like the little, I always, if I botched something or whatever, I always try to do that. Okay. If I take the botched one, you can see how I fix it, right? And then I gave you a couple of dots. I put the dots down here. I've put them up here. You can do anything you want. I'm going to put them just like that. And that's our card, you guys. Ta-da! Okay, so there's one. And that's with the little green shirt. And then the inside is, I use that extra glitter there. I can't do very many cards without glitter. This is my version that I made as a sample earlier, just colored a little differently, and nothing on the inside. And I did not color the corn on that one. This right here, this corn, it's yellow stickles. I thought it would really show up as yellow, but it reflected the green, and so it almost looks like you have green corn. Sorry about that. Here's the other one where it's just one corn stalk, and it left me a little more room where I could have put my message in different places. And then I put all the extra on the inside. So there you go. There's the samples. There's a VIP card. And I hope that you guys really like this. If you want to, if you're curious about certain techniques or certain types of cards or whatever, let me know, because we can make one as one of the VIP cards or on my live. So I've been going live every Wednesday at 2, and then lately again on Friday mornings. I don't have a set time for that, but it tends to be around 10 by the time I get my act together. But next week I'm out of town, so I won't be on on Friday. Oh, and I just wanted to show you, I went to Hobby Lobby. They had fall ribbon, and it was already 60% off, I think. Maybe it was only 40. But either way, look at the colors on that. That matches that card perfectly. Wouldn't that be cute? To make a little bow or use as a stripe across your paper. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that. That matches that paprika paper perfectly. And then I thought the twine looked neat too. I got it too late to include on this card. All right. Have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. Today's a cleaning day because I'm going out of town again tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye.